Think our government represents the people? Think again. We're living in a carefully crafted illusion. Powerful corporations, flush with cash, are the puppet masters pulling the strings. They bankroll campaigns, buy influence, and write laws, all from behind a veil of secrecy. It's enough to make you question everything you thought you knew about democracy. We see politicians preach about freedom and representing the little guy, but who are they really beholden to? Is it the everyday citizens struggling to make ends meet, or is it the corporate lobbyists whispering promises of campaign contributions in their ears? The answer is unsettling, to say the least. The sad truth is our elected officials are often more responsive to their donors than to the people they were elected to serve. This isn't just a political problem, it's a moral one. When corporations can buy influence, they can undermine the very foundations of our democracy. The question we need to ask ourselves is this: are we going to sit back and allow this to continue? Are we content to be passive observers in our own democracy's downfall? Or are we going to stand up and demand better? The choice is ours, but the time to act is now. This isn't some abstract political theory. This is about your life, your health, your future. Every time a corporation lobbies against environmental regulations, your air gets a little dirtier. Every time Big Pharma pushes through a law that inflates drug prices, your wallet gets a little emptier. Think about the issues you care about most: healthcare, education, climate change. Chances are there's a corporation out there spending millions to influence policy in their favor, often at the expense of the public good. They're not doing it because it's the right thing to do. They're doing it because it pads their bottom line. The insidious thing about dark money is that it's often difficult to trace. These corporations hide behind shell organizations with innocuous-sounding names, making it nearly impossible to know who's really pulling the strings. It's a shadowy world of backroom deals and secret agreements where accountability goes to die. This lack of transparency is a breeding ground for corruption. When we don't know who's influencing our government, we can't hold them accountable for their actions. It erodes trust in our institutions and leaves us feeling powerless and disillusioned. To fight back. Here's the thing about democracy. It doesn't work if we don't participate. Apathy is a vote for the status quo. It's a green light for corporations to continue their reign of influence unchecked. Every time we choose cynicism over action, we're essentially handing them the keys to the kingdom. The consequences of our inaction are all around us. Stagnant wages, crumbling infrastructure, a healthcare system that prioritizes profit over people. These are not inevitable outcomes. They are the direct result of policy decisions made by politicians who are beholden to their corporate donors. We can't afford to be passive observers any longer. We need to get angry, we need to get loud, and we need to demand better. Our democracy is on the line. Our future is on the line. The stakes have never been higher. So the next time you hear someone say all politicians are the same, or my vote doesn't matter, remember this: those are exactly the kinds of thoughts the corporations who benefit from our apathy want you to have. Don't let them win. The first step to fighting back is understanding the problem. We need to educate ourselves about how dark money operates, who the major players are, and what tactics they use. There are organizations out there doing incredible work to expose corporate influence and hold politicians accountable. Support them. Next, we need to demand transparency. We have a right to know who's trying to influence our government and how much they're spending to do it. We need to push for campaign finance reform that shines a light on dark money and reduces the influence of corporate lobbyists. But it's not just about changing the rules, it's about changing the culture. We need to stop accepting the idea that corporations are people and that money is speech. We need to reclaim our democracy and make it clear that our government should represent the people, not corporate interests. This won't be easy. The corporations have deep pockets and they're not going down without a fight, but we have something they don't. People power, and when we stand together and demand change, we can overcome even the most entrenched interests.